Boom, hey internets. Had a question from a subscriber. They text me at this number here, and you can text me there too to get me directly. We started having an interaction, and this person was like, hey, can you tell me if you think my brand name is good? A lot of people will ask me that. They'll also leave comments on a video like this one you're watching here. I'm gonna give you the answer that I've given, and I'm sure I've mentioned this on a video past, but it's always good to kind of give an update with my thoughts on it. The answer is, no matter what the name brand is, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. As long as you feel that it's a strong enough brand, then I would go with it, right? And the example that I've brought up for years and years on this channel is when Ben and Bobby came up with the name The Hundreds for their brand. I don't even know if they trademarked it yet at that time, but they were just beginning the stages of creating The Hundreds, which really began as a blog in the very beginning and was not a clothing line. And so they were in my apartment in Koreatown here in LA, and they said, hey, what do you think of the name The Hundreds? And I was like, it's all right. And so that story I tell every single time because, as you know, The Hundreds is a massive company. They're one of the companies that have stood and continue to stand the test of time, and that's so difficult to do with young men's casual or streetwear or whatever you might label that category. It's very difficult to continue to stay in trend and in tow and cool. It's one of the most difficult things you can do. And so when I back out from that, I'm kind of thinking, well, what do I know about names? Now, is it a name that I would have used? No, but who is able to foresee the kind of success that they were going to have? There's a lot of brand names that I don't like I hate the name of the brand, but they do millions of dollars. So in a business context, I have a huge amount of respect for those brands. So kind of giving you a point of view on a couple different areas and a couple different categories on how you might see a brand. For me, I've dropped this before, but I like to keep all the names that I come up with for our brand on a file, on like an Evernote file, and come back to them. So the key is if I return to that name and I like it after time has passed, then I might have something. I've had tons of brand names that I've kind of noted down before and then came back to it and said, what the hell was I thinking? That's such a corny name, like it's horrible. But if a name keeps hitting you and hitting you like this is a good idea, and you can start imagining it in different contexts, in different uses, in different applications, that's when you have something that you can really build a foundation on. The biggest note that I definitely want to give, like I can't make this video without giving you guys this note. Please make sure that it's something trademarkable. I don't know if that's a real word, but just make sure you can trademark it, at least here in the United States, for all of my people that are watching that are here in the United States. But you might want to check if it's in another country as well, because maybe it's a huge brand in like Germany or some other country where if you then build and do well and get successful and build it worldwide, you could at least see if that's going to be an issue. But do your due diligence for a trademark. I talk about this all the time. It's going to be the next logical step. You want to protect that entity that you're going to pour all that resource and sacrifice into, and all of that design, all these concepts. You're going to bring an entity to life with fans, hopefully with people who want to see more from the brand, so you want to protect it. So make sure it's unique. It harkens back to one of my most popular videos that I have on this channel, which is have a name that is unique. Don't try to be anywhere close to anyone else, because then you might get into some of that trademark infringement action, which you do not want the smoke for that at all. Two quick things. If you do need a trademark, contact me. I'll give you the email to my attorney who does all of my trademarks and all of my contracts. It's free to ask him questions. Many of my subs have gotten a trademark with him. Also, I actually have a course on naming your clothing brand. Just a couple tips to springboard your mind for coming up with concepts for creating that foundation for your brand. Any other questions, please drop them all down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.